I never thought I'd be posting here, but I need to get this off my chest. My wife of 8 years, Sarah, 34F, and I, 36M, had what I believed was a solid marriage. We met in college, built careers together, bought our dream home, and were discussing starting a family soon. I worked as a financial consultant while she was a marketing executive at a prestigious firm. Everything changed 3 months ago when Sarah started becoming distant. She began working late, texting constantly, and withdrawing from our usual routines. At first, I chalked it up to work stress. Her company was going through a major merger, and everyone was putting in extra hours. But something felt off. One night, I woke up at 2 a.m. to find her side of the bed empty. She was downstairs in the kitchen, whispering into her phone. When she saw me, she quickly ended the call and claimed it was just a work emergency. I wanted to believe her, but the guilty look on her face told me everything. The next week, I noticed she had changed her phone password. When I casually mentioned it, she became defensive, accusing me of not trusting her. My stomach dropped. After 8 years together, I knew when something wasn't right. Rather than confront her immediately, I decided to pay more attention. She was suddenly working out more, buying new clothes, and spending hours getting ready in the morning. Classic signs, I know, but I still needed proof before making accusations. The confirmation came when I borrowed her laptop for work. Mine had crashed. A notification popped up, a message from someone named Alex. Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing. When I confronted Sarah that evening, I expected denial. Instead, what I got was far worse. Yes, I've been seeing Alex, she admitted calmly, as if discussing the weather. He makes me feel alive in ways you never could. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. Why? What did I do wrong? She laughed, actually laughed. It's not what you did wrong. It's who you are. You're too weak to satisfy me. Too predictable. Too nice. I stood there, speechless, as she continued tearing apart our marriage and my character with surgical precision. Alex is everything you're not. Confident, dominant, exciting. Then came the kicker. I want you to watch us together. Just once. Then you'll understand what I need. What you can't give me. I must have looked shocked because she softened her tone. It's called cuckolding. Many couples do it. I think it could save our marriage if you just accept who you are. I walked out of the room without a word and spent the night in the guest bedroom, my mind racing. Was I really the weak, pathetic man she described? Had our entire relationship been a lie? The next morning, I made a decision that would change everything. I decided to play along, temporarily. Not because I was interested in her twisted fantasy, but because I needed time. Time to process everything. Time to get my affairs in order. I'll think about it. I told her over breakfast the next morning, watching her face light up with surprise and what looked disturbingly like triumph. But I need a few weeks. This is a lot to take in. Sarah seemed pleased, mistaking my response for submission. You won't regret it, she said, squeezing my hand. This could be exactly what we need. What she didn't know was that I'd already contacted a lawyer that morning. I wasn't going to stick around to be humiliated and disrespected in my own home. Over the next 2 weeks, I methodically prepared. I documented everything, secured copies of our financial records, and quietly moved half our savings to a new account my lawyer advised me to open. I started looking for an apartment and discreetly packed my essential belongings, all while pretending to come to terms with Sarah's proposition. During this time, Sarah became almost giddy, talking more openly about Alex, texting him constantly in front of me, and even suggesting I should take notes on how he treated her. Each comment was like a knife, but I remained calm, playing my part. Then came the day Sarah thought she'd been waiting for. She told me Alex would be coming over that Friday night. She'd planned everything. What she'd wear, what drinks they'd have, even where I was supposed to sit and watch. The excitement in her voice made me sick. I have one condition, I said, making sure my voice didn't betray my true intentions. Before this happens, I want us to have dinner at Marcello's, just us. To say goodbye to our old marriage before we start this new chapter. She agreed immediately, probably thinking it was my pathetic attempt at one last normal evening together. Marcello's was where we'd had our first date and where I proposed. The irony wasn't lost on me as we sat at our usual corner table that Thursday night. Sarah looked beautiful in her black dress, laughing and chatting as if everything was normal, as if she hadn't shattered our vows and my trust. As dessert arrived, she reached for my hand across the table. I'm proud of you for being so understanding about all this, she said. Most men wouldn't be secure enough. I smiled and excused myself to use the restroom. Instead, I signaled to the waiter, paid our bill, and confirmed my final arrangements with a quick text. When I returned to the table, I placed a manila envelope in front of her. What's this? She asked, still smiling. Open it. Her face transformed as she pulled out divorce papers, already signed by me. Then came the photos, her and Alex together, entering hotels, kissing in his car. Documentation of every encounter over the past 3 months, compiled by the private investigator I'd hired. I don't understand, she stammered, her face pale. I thought you were okay with. You said I was too weak, I interrupted calmly. Too nice. But I'm not weak, Sarah. I'm just not cruel. The color drained from Sarah's face as she flipped through the photos and documents. Her hands trembled. You've been spying on me, she whispered, her voice a mix of shock and outrage. I've been protecting myself, I corrected. Just like you've been protecting your relationship with Alex, sneaking around, lying to my face, planning to humiliate me in our own home. Tears welled in her eyes. This isn't what I wanted. I just thought if you understood. I understand perfectly, I cut her off. You wanted to have your cake and eat it too. You wanted the stability I provide and the excitement he gives you. But mostly, you wanted to tear me down to justify your betrayal. The waiter approached with champagne, the final touch to my plan, but I waved him away. This wasn't a celebration. There's more, I said, pulling out my phone to show her the text conversation with her boss. Sarah had violated her company's ethics policy by having an affair with Alex, who turned out to be a potential client she was assigned to court for the firm. I'd anonymously reported it 2 days ago. You didn't, she gasped. I did nothing but share the truth, I replied. Just like you shared your truth with me. The difference is, I didn't do it to hurt you. I did it because I deserve better than lies. Her tears flowed freely now, mascara streaking down her cheeks. Around us, other diners pretended not to stare. What about our house? Our life together, she asked. You gambled with that when you decided I was too weak to deserve honesty or respect. I stood up, placing my house key and wedding ring on the table. I've moved my things out. The apartment is already set up. You can keep the house for now. The lawyer will be in touch about the rest. As I turned to leave, she grabbed my wrist. Please don't do this. We can fix this. I made a mistake. For a moment, looking at her tear-stained face, I felt a pang of the love we once shared. But then I remembered her cruel words, her laughter at my expense, her deliberate plan to break me. The mistake wasn't having an affair, Sarah. The mistake was thinking I would thank you for it. I walked out of Marcello's with my head held high. Outside, the cool evening air felt like freedom. My phone buzzed, a text from Alex. Sarah just called me crying. What the hell did you do? I blocked his number without responding and hailed a cab to my new apartment. That night, as I sat on my sparse new couch surrounded by boxes, Sarah called 17 times. I let each call go to voicemail. Eventually, I turned off my phone and opened a beer, watching the city lights through my window. Was I heartbroken? Absolutely. Was I lost? Somewhat. But weak? No. The following weeks were a blur of legal meetings, therapy sessions, and rebuilding my life. Sarah alternated between desperate pleas to reconcile and vicious accusations. Her company put her on probation pending an ethics investigation. Alex, from what I heard through mutual friends, quickly disappeared when things got complicated. 6 months later, our divorce was finalized. I kept my dignity and half of our assets. More importantly, I kept my self-respect. Sometimes strength isn't about dominating others or making them submit to your desires. Sometimes strength is simply refusing to accept disrespect, even from someone you love.